cop.
Yeah, just pull in the gas station and we're getting gas. Oh, you can't do it now. You're even cutting across 2 lanes. You turn off your lights.
Yep, it's a cop. All right, guys.
Pull up the thing. Pull up to the thing.
We're gonna
go in the gas station.
We're gonna pop right here.
No, we're not.
Yep. Watch this, guys. Cops pulling us over.
Hey, man, we travel all around the nation. You knew she probably called in. That's why we went that out. Seemed like she was kind of nervous. But, we travel all around the nation, man.
Hey, man, first of all, you can't do that. You can't go in no.
Well, I mean, we do it all day. For a job. It's our job.
What job?
To take pictures. We're
No,
videographers.
you can't do that, man. What if somebody think you're a terrorist?
Well, we're not.
You can't do that.
It's
Stop
we're
recording.
press.
Stop recording.
We're press. We video everything.
Hey, I'm telling you, don't come that way.
Hey, we ain't trying to bother nobody around here, sir.
You can't do that, man. It's only like for me to come to your house and take pictures of it.
It's a business. It's public paid for. We're just trying to go check out. There's a brand new building,
Yeah,
sir.
but you can't do it.
Okay.
You should have asked me. There's ways of doing stuff. You should have walked in there and asked me. You want to record that. If you're going to do so, do it the right way. You should have asked him, ma'am, this is our job, you know, school. I would like to record your stuff.
Well, that's why I got out and I'm trying to be polite with you.
She said you didn't talk to her. You just walked in and started recording stuff. You can't do that.
Well, we went in and we told her what we were doing instantly.
She said you didn't do that.
Well, I mean, it was a misunderstanding. Because we went in.
If you did it, how would it be a misunderstanding?
Well, it's because it's all live on the internet.
If you did it, how is it a misunderstanding?
Well, because I told her, I said, ma'am, we're in here just to take pictures of this brand new building.
Okay.
Because we heard this is a brand new building.
Right.
It's a beautiful building that was
Right.
paid for by the tax dollars.
Right.
We were just coming to take pictures for the city.
What's it? City Sunday?
And just post it for the internet.
What's it? City Sunday?
Yeah, so we do tours of
We
people's.
don't know you guys.
Well, check it out. We do tours all over the nation. And so whenever people build new buildings and places and stuff like that, we go and we tour the building. We post it online for the people.
Okay, cool. But when you get there, do you ask them for the permission?
I mean, no. I mean, you don't ask permission for rights. The
but
person.
when you go in there, do you tell them what's going on?
We told, yes. We always tell them we're here
Okay,
to.
so why is she upset then? As if you guys just walked in and started recording?
I don't know, and if I wish you would go speak with her and ask her if we told her. What did we tell her? And she's gonna tell you they told us they were just videoing for the city, and that was true. We told her.
You don't work for the city of Sunday.
No. We work for the people, just trying to help.
What
because
city? What city are you referring to?
Every city across the nation, and so like when they build new, buildings. Check this out. Let me finish my sentence. When they build new buildings out here and they do all this stuff, they essentially you have people in this town that are handicapped and they can't get out and check out these beautiful buildings. We support the blue, man. We back the blue, and we love our city, brother. We're not against it. Please, we love our nation. We just go around to help people that cannot get out of their houses. They can't travel, right? They're handicapped. And we go and take pictures of these beautiful buildings. So we take them on a tour virtually.
Well, sir, my thing about it, and I understand that. I hear what you're saying. But if that was the case, there's
we're
ways
not
of doing everything.
And that's what we're trying to get
If
through
you
here.
walked in there nice, polite, look, man, I'm such and such. This is my credentials. I come to take pictures of, record and do a virtual.
There's no credentials anywhere in the nation.
Don't you have ID, right?
What I'm saying is there's no credentials anywhere in the nation.
Uh-huh.
There's not one state that offers credentials for press.
Right, but you
And
have ID,
and
right?
so like
You guys have
IDs are
identification.
required when laws have been broken.
No.
I
Really?
mean,
They're not.
No.
So you just take an ID anytime you want.
Sir, if I come in contact
As a
with you,
passenger.
I have the right to know who I'm coming in contact
Well, I don't want to contact with you. I gave you a friendly conversation. I'm trying to buy something at the store.
No, you came into our station. I see you making something more than what I do.
What do you mean?
You're trying to play like crazy.
No,
When you
sir.
walked in there, you should have told me what was going on.
Sir, I'm trying to
did you
explain to
tell
you.
him?
Yes. It's only, there's
There's
there's cameras.
Did you give the idea?
No, we told her what we were doing. There's cameras. For what?
Did you idea?
I wasn't driving a vehicle.
I don't care.
What law
But
did
you
I
still
break?
walked inside the PD. I need your ID.
What law did I break?
Okay.
What
You don't
law
have
did I
to.
break?
You ain't break no law. But give
Am
me
I
the
going to be
ID.
on a place under arrest if I don't identify myself? If I'm not going to be under arrest, I don't want you to violate my Fourth Amendment rights,
I need
sir.
your ID.
I do not want you to violate my Fourth Amendment right.
I need your ID.
Sir, it's my Fourth Amendment right to secure my person's papers and effects.
All right.
I wasn't driving. He was driving the vehicle.
That
You
doesn't
can ask
matter.
for his.
That doesn't matter.
I'm a passenger.
Let me-
Let me see your ID, man.
Look at this guy. Am I going to be placed under arrest if I do not ID?
Yeah.
I will give you my ID of the threat of arrest.
Oh, so you need to identify yourself right now.
If I'm getting armed or restrained or placed under arrest. Okay, well then I'd rather not identify.
No, sir. Call for the police department.
Okay, that's not against the law.
You started filming.
It's not against the law.
Yes, it is.
No. What law?
Stand by, let me give you
It's
the
the freedom of the press, First Amendment.
Okay, so let me see your ID, man.
It doesn't matter your job or not. He's still need to see
I'm asking, all you
identification.
gotta tell me, am I
He's
getting...
still need to see. You're not under arrest.
Am I being detained?
No.
Okay, well then I don't have to be
Okay,
under
you
arrest
still
for being
need to see
detained.
no. Use the identification. Let's go.
If
You
I'm
about to
being
make this
detained,
harder than it gotta be.
if I'm being
About to make it harder than it gotta be.
No, sir, I'm
You're making it hard.
Here we go, guys. This isn't going good.
I'm trying to have my rights protected.
Your friend gave me
He
his.
was driving the vehicle,
It
sir.
doesn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he's operating. This is a privilege.
I knew better.
And I'm just a passenger walking.
I knew that.
You know?
Let me see your ID.
Am I going to be placed under arrest if I don't give you
No.
my ID? Okay, well then what? I don't want to give it. I refuse then. If I'm not going to be under arrest, then I don't want to give it.
Oh, you're gonna give it.
Sir, is there a sergeant? Can I please get a supervisor?
That's the sergeant right there.
Sir, can I please speak with you? We
Let's go
travel
back to
around.
California.
We travel around. We do video tours. We heard you are a brand new building. It is late, but we're traveling. We're traveling. We understand that it's a little suspicious, but I try to let your officer here know right off the bat that we have no ill will, no ill intent. We're just citizen journalists. We take pictures all around the nation, everywhere we go. We're live on the internet in front of hundreds of people. And so this is what we do. We just try to go and make sure our rights are secure. We video, we're freedom of the press, First Amendment. Fourth Amendment, I have the right to secure my personal status and effects, right? Unless I'm being lawfully arrested or being detained for something, I would rather not give up my private information to people that I don't know. You know? Sorry? Oh, wait. You have your cameras?
Oh, absolutely. Right here. See it like a rep?
Yes, sir.
Right here. We're being recorded. But it's fine.
But you back to blue, so you know how I go, so move on my way.
Move out your way.
You back to blue, right? So you
Dude,
know how I go.
we're coming to get a soda.
After you did what you did. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
We have other buildings.
I don't want to hear that.
Shut
I don't want to hear that.
Come on, dude.
I don't want to hear that. You back to blue. You making shit harder than they have to be. I don't want to hear that. Look, your friend gave me his.
He's driving a vehicle. That's a
But he still
privilege to
did.
drive a vehicle.
He still did.
You have to have a license to
And the
operate
police
this.
ask for your identification.
If you've
you have
broken
to
a law.
give it to them. That's bullshit. You back to blue. You should know your laws.
You don't just, so you believe that people should
Be
just
quiet, dude.
give me
Be
papers
quiet.
like
Be
Nazi
quiet.
Germany?
Be quiet. You're trying to get views off of YouTube. I
No,
know
I'm
people
trying
like
to fight
you.
for rights.
I know people like you, dude.
I'm fighting for rights,
I
sir.
know people like
I'm
you.
asking for my rights to be
I know
protected.
people like you.
He
Your
gave
rights
you.
are going to be protected.
He
I don't
gave
wanna talk to
you. He gave you his info for
I don't
driving the
wanna talk to
vehicle.
You in handcuffs?
No, that's why I'm gonna go get a
Are you
drink.
in the back of the car? No,
No,
Am I being
no.
detained?
Yes, you are.
So now I'm being
Yes,
detained.
yes, you are. Keep your camera rolling. Put your hands behind your back. Come on. Are you being detained? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Do you do? Now, where's your identification? Because you're being detained. So where's your identification?
So
Where's your identification? Where's your identification?
I consent to a pat down
Where's
for a
your
weapon. I
identification?
don't consent for you to go in my pockets.
Gotcha.
That's just a rock. You can grab it out of there. It's a crystal,
What kind of prison?
like one that comes from the earth. Yeah,
A lot of stuff comes from the
yeah. You want to look at it? Pull it out of there.
It all comes
I
from
give you permission to look at that one.
What's this right here?
What is this? That's my e-stick. Yeah, and it's chilly out here, so sorry I'm shaking a little bit. I'm not nervous, you guys, man. We're not doing nothing wrong. We weren't breaking the law.
Well, sir, you make this harder than it have to be.
See,
I asked you for your
this is the problem.
identification. Sir, I appreciate you.
That's the only pocket I give you permission to because you were worried about it.
That's your e-cig, correct?
That's just my
Go in
e-cig.
your pocket.
Why? I told you I don't want you in my pockets.
Make sure. You just gave him permission, sir.
I-
You just did.
Make sure
for,
you
for my
make sure
crystal.
No, you just told me to go back in.
For my crystal.
You gave me-
Well, I don't have, so you have permission to check the crystal because you were worried about it. That's it.
both of you guys from California?
I am.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I understand what you guys are saying, but there's a right and wrong way of doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
I understand there's a right and wrong way to do things.
Like I said, you just walking inside the police department, taking pictures of the cameras, the officers. You don't think
How
that
does that
raise?
look?
You don't think that raise red flags?
In this day and age, how does that
And
look?
we're not gaining up on you.
Right. No, I'm not saying you're ganging
You
up.
do it Yeah, you know. I don't
Look,
want you to
look.
play two against one.
Okay. No, I'm not saying that. Listen,
Go ahead.
you have every right to question us.
Uh-huh.
I understand. We come in, we're recording, and like I said, what he said was true. And I understand it got heightened, but when we came in, we explained to her what we were doing. I mean, we didn't come to get hemmed up. We deal with law enforcement throughout the country. And what he said is true. We're pro-cop. We're anti-bad cop. And
I
you get,
appreciate that.
and so don't think he's telling you bullshit. And I understand, but I want to clarify one thing. And I hear you. And you have every right to question us. There's no doubt about it. She thought she was alarmed, she thought it was suspicious. But one thing I wanted to just clarify with you, and I'm not here to get anybody upset because I don't want to get hemmed up, but you have a right to ask for ID, but unless now, it may be different in this state, but unless we've committed a crime, are committing a crime or about to commit a crime, we don't have ID. But now if you detain somebody, I get it.
They got y'all live on YouTube as we speak.
But we came in there, and it was a good conversation with her. So, I'm a little disappointed it happened this way, but, we just came from across Florida dealing with LEOs all over the place. This is what we do. And like I said, you guys have every right in this day and age that you say things are suspicious. You want to contact people. I get it. I totally get it. But when it's heightened and you want somebody to ID that he doesn't have to, that's where it goes bad. That's all. But listen, I'm not here to get hemmed up. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just think about it. That's nobody's intention of getting riled up or getting harassed or whatever like that.
I'm not saying
But you got to see the nature at hand.
I just had that conversation
Right.
with you.
But you
I
gotta see it,
understand.
yeah.
I do.
And I appreciate you for being calm. The way he was handling things, you're trying to escalate. So I don't know what you guys' MO.
Well, my MO is to be cordial.
Just think about it.
and
If you back the blue, you should know what we deal with on a daily basis.
I know.
So why trying to escalate something to be more?
Well,
than that to me?
first of all, we're not trying to escalate. He may have got a little animated, and it happens. Okay, and it happens.
But again, if you back me, you shouldn't do that because you know what we deal with on a daily basis.
Right, but this is why he got elevated, because we know that we do not have to show ID unless we have committed a crime.
And that's for Louisiana?
No, I'm saying,
Right, I get what you're saying, but is that for the state of Louisiana?
well, Louisiana, I don't know about
See, that's
Louisiana.
what I'm saying. When you bouncing from state to state, you have the laws change.
So are you saying that in
The
other
laws
states,
change.
okay,
But what I want you to do is
right,
your
right,
homework.
right,
When you go home, you
Uh-huh.
have to study the laws for every state. If you're going to be bouncing, it's going to be different. everywhere you go.
right. Yeah, no, I understand that, and I respect you guys tell me that.
Right.
But let me ask you this:
Go ahead.
Are you telling me that in every state,
Every state law-
if
laws
you have not committed a crime, or are have not committed a crime, or about to commit a crime, and a cop comes up to you and just wants to see your ID, give me ID, you have to show ID? Well,
for
that
the state of Louisiana, yeah. I don't know. I can't.
okay.
tell it for
So
every state. But
we're in
right now,
Louisiana.
if I'm coming in contact with you, I have the right to ask for
I gave it to you.
You right. You did. But your partner
Okay.
did.
So what is
You
that?
did.
What is this? This is a stop and ID state? Is that what this is? Okay. Now let me ask you this. So for my education, my understanding was a stop and ID state is an officer when he engages you,
Uh-huh.
he says, let me have your ID. You have to show it without him articulating any reason why?
Well, you got some cops that will ask, hey, let me see your ID before anything. You have some cops going to talk to you first, then ask you for your identification.
Right, but I guess what I'm asking you is, when you come up to talk to somebody and ask for ID, isn't it based upon, forget suspicion, because that's really not a felony or a misdemeanor. Suspicion is suspicion. So my question is, when you engage somebody, a stop and ID state, because I want to learn. I thought it was a stop and ID state means, okay, you stop an ID, but don't you have to have
probable cause that you walk into?
No, not probable cause, that a law was broken. That a law was broken. So your probable cause
No law was broken. You guys didn't broke it, but you came inside of our PD.
Right.
Just began filming.
Right.
So
Well,
that's
we
gonna
didn't just
raise-
begin. We told her. We had a good conversation. Maybe she overreacted.
Yeah, but see, she didn't come out telling us. Like,
Well, that's the unfortunate thing. Look at my demeanor, man. I'm not here.
I understand.
You know,
understand.
you deal with criminals. I'm not a criminal. Either is my buddy. He
When
got
she
a little
did- when
elevated.
She dispatched us. She said it as if you guys walked in, just started taking pictures of all the cops, all the cameras, and then left.
Well, that's not how.
Understand.
I understand.
How would you take that? You back to blue, right? So how would you take
Well, listen, how I would take it, unfortunately, the way she communicated with you was not correct. So what, but listen, if it's a misunderstanding, it's a
that? And it
misunderstanding.
was. That's why I was just trying to see what's going on.
Well, okay,
If I'd have
that's,
got your identification, you guys would have told me what's going on.
I'm not here to arm
You
wrestle
would've-
you or get in trouble.
You would have been on your way.
Well, I did. I know.
I understand.
I understand.
But you know, you're back in the blue. You're saying all this. Jibber,
Well,
you know.
well, wait, it isn't
know,
jibber
you know.
jabber though, really, because.
But I'm saying, though, sir, you could have just said what was going on. Hey, sir, look, we back to blue, man. We
All
travel
right.
all over the world. We
All
do
right.
this, we do that.
Gotcha.
Here go my credentials. Here go the stuff to let you know what I'm doing is legit.
And another thing
If I just walk in your home and just start recording stuff, I could say, oh, I'm doing this for I just want to go in different ethnic backgrounds and see how they live. Wouldn't you still be like, what the? You still would be like, man, what you doing just walking in my house?
Well, you know, I understand what you're saying, but it's not your house. It's private property. It's public property. There's a difference.
That's still our home away from home.
I know.
That's our
I
police
understand.
department.
I understand. I
You know what I'm
understand it.
saying?
Well, I
Still
understand.
have to defend your home. Well, go ahead.
I understand what you're saying, but in all fairness, it's public. It's public property. It's not
It is.
private. That's all.
It is.
It is.
But again, that's still our home away from home.
We
Right.
have to
We eat
protect our
there,
home.
we have there, you know.
Right. I know you have to protect your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
And,
Why
and,
would
that,
you think-
and I'm sorry,
Oh,
and
you
that
go, you go.
and that officer, that's a part of us.
Right. I
You
understand.
get what I'm saying? So we have to make sure she's, you know. Okay.
Well, all I can say is I'm sorry it happened this way, and I'm sorry there was miscommunication on her end. I think
And that happens?
pardon me?
And that happens.
Yeah, and I think I've articulated enough that you understand, and I've heard you, and I don't know what else to say.
Again, sir, I promise you.
What's that?
Once I stop you guys, all I want to know what was going on.
Yeah. I hope I explained it
And
enough.
you did.
Yeah.
And I
And
appreciate you. You gave me, you know, that's all I want to know who you're dealing with.
yeah.
Ain't it your right if a cop stop you to ask him, who are you?
No.
You want to know who you're dealing with.
Well,
right?
listen. Where I come from in California, and many other states, that when a cop comes after you and asks, "What are you doing?" It depends how respect gets respect. I mean, you deal it every day, and I deal with bad cops, and nobody wants bad cops. Okay, nobody wants them. You don't want them. I don't want
Yeah,
them.
that's true.
Okay.
Because
So-
you get all the good ones a bad night. You're right.
well,
Go
that's
ahead.
what's happening. And
Yeah.
look, there's good and bad in every profession. I get it. Okay, and we need the cops because there's a lot of bad shit. But this is what I want to get to. Maybe it's different out here, but I know in all these other states I've traveled to, is that in order to show, now you're saying stop an ID state. If a cop just comes up to you in Louisiana and says, "Hey, show me ID," you got to just show it without any question, is what you're saying. Okay, I didn't know that. I was under the impression.
But that's what I'm saying.
Dude, I heard
do
you.
your
I
thing.
heard you. Study.
Do your study, man.
I heard you,
Because you
but-
don't want to go in different states.
No.
And it changes
It's good advice. But see,
Yeah.
I thought even though it's stop an ID, they have to have,
Probable cause.
well, no, not probable cause. That
Reasonable suspicion.
Nope, not reasonable, because suspicion is not a felony or a misdemeanor, right? It's
Misdemeanor,
really
they get-
it's an opinion.
Right.
It's an opinion, right? So what I was under the impression, even on stop and ID, you have to articulate as a LEO, and you correct me if I'm wrong, even under a stop and ID state, but I guess you've already said no, it's not true. I always thought under a stop and ID state, you have to articulate what crime. Forget suspicion.
But it says
But-
it's not all about crime.
Okay, so in a stop and ID
it's not
state,
all about crime.
if you have a suspicion, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look, let me
okay,
tell you, in
okay.
the state of Louisiana,
Right,
you could be walking in a neighborhood that nobody don't know you.
right,
It's not a good concept. Hey, this suspicious guy.
right,
And you might be like, "How I'm suspicious? I'm just walking."
right,
A cop will pull up
and
"How you
give
doing, sir?
ID.
Can I get your ID? Let me see who you are. What you doing here? Do you That's all it is, bro.
In stop and ID, that's how it is.
Yes.
Okay.
And another thing with stop and ID, for example.
Appreciate you explaining that, man.
Another thing, stop and ID, for example. If you have a man just walking around a neighborhood, for example, got real dark clothing on, got a hood on, got a mask on, he's just looking around houses, we're gonna want to stop and talk to him.
Well,
ID him,
understood.
and-
I understood.
And that's suspicion.
Listen, you guys have every right to engage anybody. I think where it got different here is because we were under the impression that stop and ID is different than what you're saying.
That's
So,
what I'm saying.
okay, all right, you got
You
to.
have to do your homework.
Okay.
Because stuff like this, then you will be able to handle it better. You get what I'm saying? When you standing on 100% the truth, you can walk a little better because you know what you're doing is right.
Exactly.
But see, when you don't really know the truth, then you're gonna deal with stuff like this.
Okay, I didn't know that in a stop and ID, I was under the impression you still have to articulate what crime you.
See, it wasn't a crime. No.
No crime. Just if you see somebody walking, you can just pull over and say, "Hey, man, show me your ID."
Yeah. Yes. Because what if? Just give you an example. What
Oh,
if?
yes, sir.
What if you got a guy who was walking down the highway? True, at the time he was just walking, minding his business, and later on, a few hours later, he do a big crime.
I get where you're
Now
coming from.
the cops passed him 10 times. Nobody stopped to even see who this person was to find out after he did a crime. That's the guy that was just walking around. He was pacing because he was figuring stuff out. If you would have stopped him, asked for his ID, what's going on, now you would have knew who you was dealing with. You get what I'm saying? Look at it this way. What if you guys come back months from now and shoot that station up, blow that station up, whatever?
So,
But you get what I'm saying?
Well,
at least we know who we was dealing with.
right.
And like I said,
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
After what happened tonight, we coming back here? I think it's gonna happen, my man.
well, I understand. So I want you to educate yourself. If you're going to do this,
Thank you.
if you're going to be on YouTube and going from police department to, you gotta do your homework. Because,
Yeah.
like I said, when you do your homework, you know what you're dealing with. You're
Yeah,
able to
well,
stand-
we will do
you're
our
able to
homework.
stand up.
So yeah, well, I'll tell you, we've been through Louisiana before doing this, and we didn't have this encounter.
Gotcha.
So
Like I say,
I guess
Hey.
every officer might be
hey,
different.
maybe you explain it better to the person you was dealing with. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think I explained it any better than I did to you because this is how I
No,
am.
I'm talking about the dispatch. Because when she dispatched us, it was something like y'all just walked in, started taking pictures, and you left.
Oh,
So that's where the
that's
suspicion
okay.
came
Yeah,
in.
well, okay. That's yeah, I get you,
Yeah.
and that's not what happened. So
Okay,
that's
but like
not
I
what
said,
happened.
Maybe you do this all the time. If you explain it better, then
I don't
you'll
know.
receive it.
I
better.
don't know how much better. We told her what we
Right,
are
That's what
doing.
I'm saying, baby. When she told us, it was
Well,
like you
that's
guys
it.
walked
We-
in, started taking pictures.
That's not what
and
happened, though,
left, and
man.
ran off and left. So I'm like, ooh. So
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
we
if I was a cop and I got a story like that, I'd be doing too. But that's not what happened. So it's
but
not.
You gotta understand why it's this.
No, I know it was miscommunication. That's why it happened.
And
Okay.
like I said, man, if you back to blue, you already know.
Yeah,
That's how it
dude.
is, man.
Yeah, man.
This is 2021.
Yeah, I know.
see
I
a lot
know.
of stuff.
I hear you.
feel
I
me?
hear you. Yeah. All
You
right.
gotta make sure
All right,
everything's
man.
good.
We're good.
We're trying to go home to our families.
Hey, man.
And that stuff like that, that's why I tell you put the phone up. I like that.
Yeah. Hey.
Because I'm able to express myself.
Well, you got your camera on too, man. It's good.
You get
That
it?
we're all for it, man.
And guess what?
Transparent.
I'm glad you're trying to take the bad ones off. Because you make the good ones like us
Yeah.
lose our lives
let me tell you something. You were born and raised here?
Yes, sir.
I don't like that. Stop an ID.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's unconstitutional the way you've explained it, but I also don't want to eat a bologna sandwich, if you know what I'm saying. So, you know, I think after this, man, it's all going to end well.
Yeah.
We're all going to go.
Just think about, like I said, you back to blue, you see how things go. Just look back at 2016 when that happened to those cops. I think 2016 was bad news.
Oh yeah,
Just, you know,
everybody's on guard, man.
you get what I'm saying, man? So stuff like that.
No, I get it. Look, the bottom line. What's your name, officer?
Officer Jones.
Officer Jones. Nice to meet you, Officer Jones. This is where it went bad. It went bad from the get-go of what happened. And I, honestly, dude, I think you can, Officer Jones, you can tell from my demeanor. I'm not.
Appreciate you, man. Let me tell you.
I'm not going to be here and bullshit.
Right.
She got overly excited. We
She
didn't.
did.
We
You
did.
could tell when she came over the radio. So I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
got some big.
Yeah,
you know?
no,
So you
that-
gotta respond to that.
Yeah, of course you do.
Right.
But it was a false call. That's where it went bad. So here we are. It'll end up well. And unfortunately, you know, she overreacted because we had a good conversation about everything.
Let me tell you.
So anyways, it's done.
It's done, and I just want you guys to be safe, man.
Hey,
Like I
man.
said, we
All
just
right,
gotta
man.
all stay safe. I'm pretty sure you have families. We have families too.
I hear you.
We all bleed red at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, we all bleed the same color. I got you. I got you.
Like I said, I wasn't stopping your buddy from recording.
No,
But
I get
when
it.
you
I
throw
get
the
it.
camera in my face. What all that we just got? What is your MO? What is your move? So you got, and you back to blue. You have to put yourself in our.
Listen, I'm in your head. I understand everything you're saying. And unfortunately, what happened was your call, you got to go off your colleague in there that works for you. You have no reason to doubt what she said. And now that you're here, unfortunately, the communication was wrong. We went in there. We said, "Hi, what we're doing." We went up to when you say all the police, we were counting up. We were saying, "Hey, there might be how many in this department? Is this the mayor?" You know, everything. We talked about how new the building was because a lot of people they can't get out. And we had a good conversation with her. So she just got nervous. I don't know.
Appreciate, and like I said, she sees so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
You see
did.
so much, man. You know, you got people walk up in spaces like, and that's their biggest fear.
Oh yeah.
Being a dispatch, you know, you're not armed.
Hey,
You're
I'm
not-
thinking, why
somebody-
they got her in this
somebody
building by
armed,
herself?
somebody not.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But you
yeah.
have to look at-
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Somebody don't wanna go
Look,
down too,
man.
you know?
Listen, you got every right to stop us. It was a bad call, but we'll work it out.
Yeah, but what you do something, I was gonna want you to do that homework.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that out.
State, every city you touch down in, you need to see the laws for that state.
Yeah.
Because things change. I can't tell you what goes on in California. I never lived there. and I-
Yeah. Well, you don't want to live there,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? I can only tell you about here.
Yeah. Well, we've run into other officers from Louisiana doing this, and they've come up, and it didn't go this way with cameras. But hey, it is what it is.
It's the way that initial call came.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it is, you know. And unfortunately, man, look, you can read people. You can read me. I'm not bullshitting you.
And I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, buddy. I thank you. I appreciate
You know.
it, man.
So they'll talk to my friend.
Yeah.
You know, we good with my license
Yes,
now?
sir.
All right, man. You ever hear of Pritchard, Alabama? That's where all the dirty cops go.
Where is it?
Pritchard, Alabama. All the dirty cops from Mobile go there,
Really?
and corrupt as can be. You want to? It's a terrible. What they're hiring all the dirty cops. They're killing other people there. It's yeah.
Let me tell you something.
It all stems from the top.
top.
It all stems from the top. You know, you get these guys that come in and they're not trained right, and they act like John Wayne, and they abuse people's rights, and it makes everybody look bad.
Yeah.
How long you been an officer? 11, huh? You military?
No, sir.
No. Huh?
We got respect for everybody, man. And my biggest thing I always preach,
Right. Hey, man.
keep it down. We don't want to throw
Look at me. I'm keeping it down. Okay, we're good. All right.
All right, so appreciate it.
Hey, man.
Don't Don't forget your license.
Yeah.
You might get stopped and you doing
Yeah.
anything.
If you guys stop us again, you'll know us. All right, man.
Y'all guys are dismissed. Have a blessed night.
Yep. You guys are dismissed. Have a good night.
Wow.
All right. So there you go.
Wow. I'm back, guys. I'm here.
Let me put my wallet back.
I'm here.
Well, I'm driving, so I'm gonna show ID. I ain't gonna fuck around. Yep. They jacked us, but we got through it. But you know, I'm driving, and I'm not gonna. How'd you like that, people? It don't get more exciting than this shit, does it? Boom! Let's do it! Let's do it, people!
Hell no, to the no, no.